What's up, everybody, here on a Sunday afternoon? Although, if you're listening on iTunes or not the live version of this podcast on YouTube, doesn't really matter what time it is. I'm your host, the Daily Fantasy Sniper, and just wanted to jump on, do another episode that is not slate breakdown specific, kind of what I alluded. Questions could pop in. Go ahead and hit them up in chat. But what I wanted to talk about in this episode, the real value in a tout site is helping you understand how to get to those plays, how to become a better player. Anybody can spit out, hey, I like Matt Favola last night from the UFC card as an underdog. Great, and that worked out, and there were some other plays that didn't work out. But when you'll really start to succeed is when you understand the concepts behind DFS and put some of the work in yourself and just understand how to play the game. Like, for example, for soccer, I put out sheet after sheet of, here are the good plays. The members at DFS Army who I work with who succeed are the ones who kind of understand and ask questions. Hey, why do you like Ki Sung Young? Well, he's taken the set pieces. When you know what to look for, that is what is going to really help you. And what's helped me recently, kind of what I wanted to a roundabout intro to this episode, what I really want to talk about is I really recommend you do some of your own research, have some of your own ideas in your head before you look at whatever tout you use, whatever player pick site you go to. Have an idea in your head first. Because once you read, even my own list, you kind of get pigeonholed to, okay, how do I fit these guys in? And yeah, that's who I'm playing. But unfortunately, and there's bigger touts than me, way, way, way bigger. I'm a small fish. But the more people that listen to a tout, the chalkier those are going to get, and that's where we get into groupthink. All right, for example, this Sunday it's October 13th, so today's NFL slate. Um, Everyone's going to own Matt Ryan, Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson. They're just going to be the chalk of the slate. And if you went into the slate without doing any of your own research, started reading articles and all that type of stuff, you have already pigeonholed yourself into those three guys. Not to say that's not the right way to go, but you're not allowing for yourself to have your own opinions. And at least I get more joy, more enjoyment out of DFS when I make a pick. I'm not tailing. Now I get people don't have time for it. That's fine. If you can't do the deep dive that these touts can, just they put more time into it. You're busy. I get it, but you can at least go over a slate, look at each game, get an idea in your head, look at the pricing. Just even 5 minutes. Look at everything first. Form some of your own ideas, and then you don't have too much time for research. I get it. Then go in and look at your favorite tout or coach, um, and kind of build off of there. If you're just blindly tailing somebody, even myself, and we've done a good job at soccer and MMA. That's where I succeed. But I feel like I'm doing anyone a disservice just to say, hey, you should tail me. Just whatever I play these exact plays, stick within this 15 to 20 players in soccer, or these are who I'm playing for MMA. Don't do anything else. You need to have your own opinions because otherwise you're just going to kind of stay in the middle, and it becomes almost like a job. I feel like for before I did soccer and MMA touting, I caught myself in this trap. Like, okay, they said to play this guy and this guy. Well, I kind of like him, player C, but he's not in their pool, so he must be a bad play. Not always the case. Touts aren't perfect. You should be the best way to learn is to, especially if you're new to a sport or just picking it up, have your own opinion. Go look at the plays and then ask that person a question. Hopefully, you can get to them. Hey, why do you like Julio Jones? Maybe it's an obvious play, but ask questions. Hey, why is Leonard Fournette in a good spot even though he's up against a rough defense? The answer could be workload. I think the answer is workload. But I hope I'm not just rambling. You guys are getting something out of it. It's really important. Any tout who can say, here are the plays, put them in, you will succeed. They are lying to you. Plays that anyone provides, myself included, they are a guide. They are not the end all be all. It is what we think is going to happen, who the best players are, sure. And a lot of times, if you have a good tout, you will have success, but you won't become a better DFS player. And that, I think, is what the goal is to better yourself so you don't rely as heavily on these sites. Use the data tools, the research stations, the raw data that these sites provide, aside from just picks. I think that becomes even more valuable. Now, I started a good example, at least for me, is with NASCAR. I started off very, who are the best plays, DFS NASCAR. I'm kind of getting into it. Then you learn the scoring system, and I use the DFS Army Research Station. I see all the numbers, tools there, and I'll ask the occasional question to our NASCAR experts. Hey, what happened with Denny Hamlin? Why is he 40th? Why did he qualify 40th? Whose car? Who's going to start and park? Kind of the in-depth questions. But it comes to building lineups, I'm kind of on my own wavelength, and that's how I've done better. And the last part of this is the group think. A lot of times these touts are looking in the same place. And that's fine. They're good plays for a reason, and you may come up to it. But leveraging off of just because everyone thinks that Matt Ryan's a great play today. Is he really? I'm going to mix him in, but if you can't tell me why, and you're just saying, oh, tout A and tout B, who I both follow, are playing him, they love him, I'm going to play him. Okay, that's great. But is that really helpful to you? And is that going to help you, especially in GPPs, if you're chasing big money? You want to be different. Get away from the group think. There are plenty of sharp players who, and I'm trying to get better at this, see the group think, and even if they kind of agree with the play, get away from it. Simple game theory and leverage and some more advanced concepts. But that's kind of what I wanted to talk about is as great as the tout sites are, DFS Army included, rely more on the data and research and understand how to play the games rather than just the straight player picks. Being your own player will lead to greater success if you're doing it right and ask questions to do it right, and will get you out of this very procedural procedural approach to DFS, one that I don't think is very fun. And that's, there are a limited number of us. I can't even say us who are here to make money. It's a hobby. It's for fun. It is entertainment. Like, if you're trying to make a career out of this, good luck to you. It is incredibly hard. But if you want to get better and have more fun, be your own player. That is just key number one, in my opinion. So I hope you guys kind of enjoyed this episode. It was kind of a little bit of a rant, but something different than a slate breakdown, which hopefully you guys will enjoy. I think I'm recording this at just a weird time. It's when I had a few minutes to sit down and talk, not a ton of people in chat to ask any questions about specific slates. So make sure you follow me on Twitter. I'm at the DF Sniper. Ask any questions about this episode. If you didn't understand anything specific that I meant, definitely hit me up. Let me know if you are playing NFL or just any sport in the next couple weeks before I talk to you again. I'll try and do an episode next week, but I'll be away at a wedding, so it could be hard. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, hit me up on Twitter in the comments. Any questions? Appreciate the support, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe on iTunes, the DFS Express. See you next time.